Hi guys, Emily here at the Garden Center at Blooms and Berries in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today we are planting up our AquaPot. The weather looks really good for the foreseeable future, so it is time to get out there and plant your planters, and I am thrilled to be doing this. I am planting an AquaPot. It is a self-watering pot. And I'll explain to you as I go through and do this why I love this so much. I have several of these at my house. It makes my life so much easier because the theory behind this pot is you water it once a week, and that's that. So while I'm taking care of all this, I don't have to go home every day and think, oh goodness, did I water it? What's going on? My AquaPot has me covered. So let's get started. Here's what we do. The AquaPot is a normal pot. You put this insert in, and what that does is it creates a water reservoir in the bottom. You fill water through this tube until the water comes out. There's a little weep hole right here. You fill it until the water comes out of that hole, and then what happens is your plants drink from the bottom up, and it's a nicer way to water plants because your plants take up what they need and not too much. It has saved my life with begonias especially. Those can get a little tricky. I tend to overwater them, but with this pot, they take what they need. So if you are considering this, let me show you how this works. First off, you start with filling this main hole here with your potting soil. The water seeps in through holes in here and gets that wet, and it absorbs up and into the rest of your pot here. I don't want to pack it incredibly tight because you do want a little bit of space for that water to go through. I'll give it a little pat down here. Again, I'm not just giving all the pressure there, just a nice little pat. And then I can fill up the rest of this pot. And I'm not going to do that with scooping. I'm going to lug this big thing up. That's how I roll. The bag's as big as me, but it is worth it. Think about how you are going to place your plants in there. I put my tall piece in the back. I'm going to use the salvia here. If this were strictly in the back, see how that plant can't get all the way to where it needs to be? I like to make it in the back but off center because looking at it like this, I like my focal point here in the back. You can also plant your focal point in the center if you were to have a planter where you wanted to walk all the way around it. So today I'm going to be working with purple and bloom salvia, Supertunia blue veined, Supertunia Tiara Blue. This is a new one this year, so I'm excited to see how this one plays out. There's also a Tiara pink, but for this one I'm working within the blue and purple hues. I probably have too many plants for what I need, so that's why I'm placing them here. This is Superbell's Cherry Red. It's a Calibrachoa. Oh, I'll have room. I can do this. I like a big, impactful wow from the beginning, so I tend to pack mine really full. We're also going to add some Dichondra Silver Falls to the front. I was going to put in some Diamond Frost Euphorbia in the middle, but we'll see if I have room for that. So let's get to planting. If you watched my spring planter, you'll know that I always work with a thriller, which is like the tallest part, fillers, which would be my petunias and Calibrachoa, and a spiller. That's kind of the general formula for putting together a nice planter. This is also filler. It just kind of poofs up and out a little bit, but this is a straight down spill out of the pot kind of situation. So for me, the easiest thing to do would be to start with my tall focal point in the back. So I will begin with my salvia. Take it out of the pot. I like to give its roots just a little breakage so that way they're not trained in a clump. They can kind of go out, do their thing, get the water and nutrients they need, and pack it in nice and tight. In the end, I will go through and make sure everything is packed in incredibly tight. You'll want to make sure that there aren't any air holes between the plant and the root system. You want to get that potting soil to touch. That way it can take up the water and have healthier plants overall. Work with the blue veined here. You just kind of squeeze the pot a little bit to get it out. Look at that healthy root system. We predominantly grow Proven Winners plant material. You can tell what it is because it's in that white pot. This plant material is amazing. The petunias are just spectacular in that when they get rained on, they don't seem to melt and look kind of gooey after a rainstorm. The Proven Winners petunias are self-deadheading. You don't need to go and pluck these off like that. They will keep on blooming even without you doing that. All right, we'll work with the Tiara Blue again. Nice healthy root system. Kind of squish it in here. Really, really pack it in all around all the sides of this plant just to make sure it's got nice soil contact, soil to root contact. I'm gonna wing it and see if I have space for this. I really want to make this work. We'll see. This is Euphorbia Diamond Frost. It's little enough right now. I think I can do it. Like I said, I like a big punch right away. I'm not the most patient person when it comes to wanting things to come together and look nice from the get-go, but you certainly would not have to add that extra plant. I wanted to try some reds. I normally don't play with reds too often. I feel like reds are you either love them or you don't, and that's okay because flowers, everybody's got their own opinion of what they should look like. I decided that I wanted to go with something that maybe more people would find attractive, so I did this. All this rambling story to say, sometimes inspiration hits and sometimes it doesn't, and if it's not, come find us here in the garden center. Show us, ask us our opinions. We love to say, oh, that works together. See that purple is playing really well with that purple and that works really well together. And it's so much fun for us to help you put together your planters and come away with something that we know you are just gonna love and be excited about and want to show off to anybody who stops by your house. All right, look at that. I still have room. I still have room. I was going to go and perhaps even break this up. This is one of those rare plants that you can actually kind of take and pull apart and get more than one plant out of it if I wanted a dangle here and a dangle here. But I think the way I have it put together, I'm just going to do one dangle in the front so it's a little more symmetrical. But the reason it can do that is, see, this is a plant that just kind of grows out and puts down more roots, grows out and puts down more roots. You couldn't take this petunia and rip it apart. It's one plant from the beginning. Okay, so again, loosen the roots. Guys, I'm really excited how this is coming together. I may actually end up doing this one at my house, you never know. I think that came together really nicely. I'm excited about this one, yay! Okay, so some tips for taking care of this now. This will be blooming all summer. It'll look great. We use Proven Winners fertilizer. This is fantastic, especially if you live in our area. On the top of most of these, it says to use fertilizer once every 3 waterings. If you think about plants like people, not only do they need water, but they need food. They don't get their food just from the potting soil. You need to fertilize them for them to be nice and healthy. We use this because in our area we have really hard water, and this helps take up the iron better due to our hard water, and we have really great success with it. So just pro tip, feed and water your plants. With the AquaPot, I will go through about once a week with my hose, come over to this little filler hole and just fill again until the water spews out of the weep hole. If this were a plant without the self-watering feature, I would just test the soil. In the heat of summer, you're going to be watering every day. Just take care of your plants. They will last you the summer. I'm excited to see what you guys come in and the creations you make. It is go time. It is time to put together your planters. It's time to get your hanging baskets. Mother's Day is right around the corner. Our garden center is stocked completely full. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as I planted this. I'm excited. I hope you are excited to get to work in your flower beds.